Hey guys, and welcome to another episode of Problem Solver Garage. In today's episode, I will show you how to change all of your transmission fluid in your automatic transmission all by yourself. We're gonna change 100% of it, not just a little bit. So in this video, I'll show you how to do this basically in any car. Okay, so in this particular case, we're working on a 1969 Corvette Stingray with a 350 and an automatic turbo 400 transmission. But like I said, any automatic car, I will show you how to change all of your transmission fluid. So the first half of this video is gonna be all about how to change all of your fluid. And then the other half of it is gonna get specific to this Corvette, like what filter to use, how to identify which transmission you have and which filter you need, things like that. But you might as well watch the whole entire video because it'll give you a good idea of how to do it if you have like a Cavalier or a Sunfire or whatever you're working on yourself. Okay, let's get started right away. Okay, so the first thing you have to do is locate, and usually it is on your radiator. You have to locate your automatic transmission fluid cooler, which is right inside of the radiator. Sometimes they're on the front of the radiator. So anyways, the transmission flows from the transmission. It flows into the bottom of the cooler. It pumps it upwards, and then it pumps it out this pipe here, right? And then it goes into a rubber hose, and then it goes back into your transmission cooled, right? So what we need to do is we need to disconnect it right here. I already took the hose off, see, in the clamp. So we disconnect it. That's step number one. Step number two, you're gonna need an empty 4-liter container. See, we got it marked right there, exactly 4 liters. So that's what you need, an empty container like this. I'm actually gonna completely empty it out so we can see how dirty the fluid is. Next, you're gonna need a rubber hose like this one. The longer the better in this case. So we're gonna hook this directly up right there where the fluid is gonna come out. Get it? When we start the car right now, the transmission fluid is gonna start coming out right out of this tube here. It's gonna start basically pumping it out. So we're gonna hook up our rubber hose to that. Okay, so there it is set up. See, we got it just hooked up like this. No big deal. And that runs into this empty container here, right? And we're gonna, it takes 4 liters, so we know that. Okay, now your second hose, you gotta get a little bit creative here. So this is your second hose. This is where you're gonna be putting your new fluid in. Okay, I'll show you how to do that. Okay, next you're gonna need, it's called a suction gun. See, it looks like this. And like what you would use this for example, is like you could put this inside of like a differential, right? And you could like suck all the fluid out, get it? So that's what you could use it for. Or what you could do is you open it up. You pull this out. Now, what you can do is you can fill this with transmission fluid right to the top, right? Completely fill it. Close this like that, right? Now you got full transmission fluid in here, right? And then you're gonna hook this end up to that hose. So potentially you're gonna need like a bigger hose, right? Like look at the size difference here. This hose basically has to fit over that hose. So let me slide that on right now. Okay, here it is all set up, right? So we got this hose over top of that one. And then we got the hose from the suction gun, right? Going inside of that hose. And then boom, and we're all set up. So now what you gotta do, guys, is get yourself 3 5-liter jugs of the correct transmission fluid for your car. 3 of them should do it. Okay, so in this particular car, it takes Dextron or Dextron 2 transmission fluid, right? So nowadays, you would just buy this stuff here, and on the back of it, see, it tells you right here that this transmission fluid you can use where Dextron 3, Dextron whatever, Dextron 2, Dextron or Mercon fluids were used, right? So this is the right fluid for us. So this is what it has to say, right? Okay. So now what we need to do is we need to fill this thing up with the transmission fluid all the way to the top. So we're gonna do that. And then we need a buddy to sit in the car and start the car for us. And he's basically gonna sit inside of the car and he's gonna turn the car on. And as the car is running, right, fluid's gonna start pumping out of here. So once it gets to a liter, so you got like 1 liter, 2 liters, 3 liters, 4 liters, right? So once it gets to a liter, you're gonna have to shut the car off because you're gonna have to refill your siphon gun because this fits a liter of oil, right? So what you're gonna be doing is as the car is running, you're gonna sit here and you're gonna watch how much fluid is coming out and you're gonna try to match that. So you got a liter of fluid in here, so you're gonna be sitting here and you're gonna be going, you're trying to match what's coming out. You get what I'm saying? So once you get this right to the bottom, then you tell your buddy, shut the motor off, right? And he's gonna shut it off. And then you're gonna open this up, you're gonna refill it. And we're gonna do that 4 times until there's 4 liters in that jug, right? And until, see, this is a 5 liter jug, right? Until there's only 1 liter left in here, right? So that way, if there's a liter left in here, then 4 liters came out of here and went into the transmission, right? New clean fluid. And then 4 liters of dirty fluid came out and went into there. So once we do that, once this whole jug is empty, we're gonna do another liter, right? We're gonna have to obviously empty that. You get it, right guys? Okay, let's do this. Okay, so the only thing I need now is a buddy to help me do this.
Well, what are you up to, buddy?
Not much, man. Perfect time. I actually need your assistance with this.
Oh, great. Great.
Okay, guys, so we're filling this thing up right now with a 1 liter of the fluid, just like that. How much did that take? Yeah, it took a whole liter, so it takes a liter. And if you don't know what a liter is, you can convert it with your phone. Just say, hey Google, convert the liter to pints or whatever you guys use over there.
You ready, man, or what?
Yeah. Okay, guys, so I got the fluid in here now, so what we gotta do is like, it's gonna come out fast. So you have to like really push this quick. Like some cars, it just goes super smooth, and some cars, it's tough to push it. So, okay, I'm ready to give this a really, really good push as soon as the engine starts. All right, start her up, bud. Okay, turn it up. Okay, 1 liter down, 1 liter came out. Okay, so now that we got that first liter in, what you want to do is you don't want to just pull on this because then it'll suck the fluid back out, right? So you kind of open it, and what you do is, I mean, you could disconnect the hose here. That would be one way to redo it, right? But what we're gonna do is gonna open it up, and then you kind of, as you're pulling this up, you kind of move it side to side and lets air through. See? Just like that. See what I mean? Perfect. Okay, so now what we're gonna do, guys, is I'm gonna refill it. We're gonna do the same thing a few times, a liter at a time. Remember, you gotta push this quick. And then what we're gonna do is we're gonna get him to do the exact same thing. We're gonna start it, but this time he's gonna put the car in drive. Get it? So it's gonna be in drive for the whole liter. You get what I'm saying? And then the next liter, he's gonna be in drive again. And then next liter after that, he's gonna put it in reverse, and we're gonna do it. And we're gonna do that with, we're gonna do it with like 2 5-liter jugs. So 10 liters altogether, which is like however many quarts or pints or whatever. Like I said, ask your phone to convert it. Okay guys, so I'm ready here. So he's gonna start the car right now, and then he's gonna put it into drive, and he's gonna have it in drive for like a few seconds, like 3-4 seconds. And then he's gonna put it into number 2, 3-4 seconds. Then he's gonna put it into number 1, and that's what we're doing this time around. Okay, ready when you are, boss.
Yeah, start her up.
Yep.
Okay.
Yep.
Drive. Second. And then first.
There we go. Perfect.
How'd that go?
Good.
Oh, thank God.
Okay guys, so we got exactly 4 liters out of it. And I mean, it's dirty as you can see. Pretty dirty, but it's still red and it doesn't smell, so the tranny's good. Okay, so now we're gonna start a brand new jug, and we got exactly 1 liter left in here of the good fluid, right? Which means 4 liters went in. So now we got a brand new jug, and we're gonna do it again. And this time, he's gonna throw the car into reverse. He's gonna go into reverse, and then he's gonna go into whatever.
Neutral.
Yeah, maybe neutral, but we got all the gears down. So we might do reverse for like 2 liters, and then we'll probably do drive again one more time at the end for 2 more liters. That should get it all out. So that's basically, we're gonna do 10 liters of clean oil in, dirty oil out. Okay, let's do this again, boys and girls. Hey, stop. Okay guys, so we got exactly 5 liters in there, and we got exactly 5 liters out. It's going pretty good. So now we're gonna do it again. Like I said, we're gonna do half of this in reverse, the other half we're gonna do in like first, second, third. And then we're gonna have a third 5 liter jug left, which we need 4 liters out of that for later when we're gonna change the filter and all that. So we're gonna do another 2 liters out of that one just to, we don't need it for anything, so might as well use it all up and clean this thing right up. Okay, you ready, Ryan?
Yep, I am.
Okay guys, I'm grabbing a pretty thick book here, just so I can push this faster. Okay, ready? Start the engine. Use the gas. Get her up. Beauty. Yeah, that worked a lot better. The good old book trick. Plus, if somebody comes and tries to shoot you, this will stop a bullet.
Oh, that was good. That was good. That was good. That was really good.
Okay, guys, so we did it. We took 12 liters out, and we put 12 liters in of brand new fluid. So at the beginning, when the fluid started coming out, I put a little bit into a cap. See right here. So this is the fluid that was coming out at the beginning. Like the first 4 liter jug looked like that. The second 4 liter jug looked pretty close to this. And then by the time we got to the 2 last liters, I mean, look at the difference, guys. It is very, very clean now. So it's awesome, awesome clean fluid in the car. So as you can see, guys, we have just under 4 liters left, which is what we need to change the filter. So now we're moving on to the changing the filter on the transmission part of this video. But also before we do that, first we're gonna check the transmission level. So in order to check the transmission fluid level, the car has to be running. And there's the back of the car, and right here is your transmission dipstick. So we're gonna check that. Okay guys, it is hard to see, but it's actually right up to this add mark. So it's right there, but the fluid is cold. It expands when the engine's hot. You're supposed to check it hot. So by the time it gets hot, it'll be right in between these 2 lines. You know, once we drive it, we're obviously gonna check. Maybe we have to add a little tiny bit. The crucial part is not to overfill it. That's the most important thing. So we're right where we were. We took out 12 liters, we put 12 liters back in. And one last thing I want to mention before we move on, you know, when we're putting the hoses together to get the fluid in and out, maybe put some clamps on it, because when you're pushing on that siphon gun thing, it could pop out and you could have a big mess happen. So just in case, maybe throw clamps on it. It'll make things a lot better. Okay, we're moving on. Okay guys, it is day 2. We're moving on to changing the transmission fluid filter. In this episode, that is what we are doing. So first thing first, guys, you need to identify your automatic transmission. So here are the 3 transmissions that the Corvettes came with, right? So you got transmission number 1. So you go underneath and you look at your pan. So this is the Power Glide transmission. This one here is the Hydromatic 350. And this one here is the 400 transmission, right? So you basically go underneath your car. Okay, there's the front of the car. So you basically look at your pan here and you look at the shape of it, right? And out of that book, see, we know we have 400. So guys, whatever kind of car you're working on, get one of these books. You need this book to own a car like this one, because it covers everything that you need to know. So make sure you go out and buy one of these. I highly support these guys. Okay, so now as far as how much transmission fluid you will need, I will show you how to read these books because it is kind of important. So up here, as you can see, it says, you always have to read all the little stuff. It says transmission pints to refill after draining. So that means pints. So you go to automatic, right? That would be your transmission. And then you find your car specifically, whatever, like your years and stuff. So ours is a 69 with, it says all 350s, right? There's your engine amount, right? So right here is our transmission amount. So it takes 8 pints, right? And there's a little 2 behind it. So whenever there's a little 2, right, you have to, like I said, read all the small stuff, see? So anything with a little 2 beside it, that means for pan removal and filter change only. So if we remove the pan and change the filter, whatever drains out, we're gonna have to refill it with 8 pints, not quarts, not liters, 8 pints. Okay, so now in order to convert that, it's super duper easy. You just ask your Google box or Google Home. Hey Google, convert 8 pints to liters.
8 pints is equivalent to 3.785 liters.
Okay guys, so there we have it. See, on this side are the liters, right, of the transmission fluid. So we're just under 4. So this should be the perfect amount, guys, once we do the pan. Okay, let's get underneath the car and I'll show you how to get the pan off. It is a little complicated in this one. Okay guys, so we're underneath the car and there's bolts on this pan. So we have to basically remove this pan in order for the fluid to come out. This exhaust seems okay on that side, but see this one here, I mean, none of this is right. Like these aren't right. So obviously our next episode is going to be an exhaust episode. Also, this hanger is broken on the end, so we're going to be changing this hanger in the next episode as well. Plus none of these are tight. I can actually like spin this whole pipe. Look, well, it does spin. So yeah, look at this one. So anyways, we're gonna have an exhaust episode, guys, but for now I think I can get this pan off. Like this is kind of close, but see, we can just should be able to push it out of the way like this exhaust. Okay, so I'm gonna start by unscrewing these bolts. Okay guys, figured it'd be worth mentioning. So I loosened this clamp that doesn't belong here. See what I mean? Like that hanger is busted, which pulled the exhaust right over top of this. So in your case, you shouldn't have to do anything with the exhaust. Okay, these are all 1/2-inch bolts. We're gonna start pulling them off. See right here, you got the shift linkage attached and there's some kind of little plate there. So you just gotta remember what goes where. You don't wanna mess anything up. Okay, let's start unscrewing this right now. And yes, you're gonna have to get a pan ready so you can put a pan underneath because oil's gonna come out everywhere. It does get messy, guys. All right, there it goes. Told you it'd be messy. Shifting linkage out of the way. Okay, we got her exposed. Okay guys, so there it is. Here's our pan. As you can see, this is why I like changing my own oils, because at some lubey place, do you really think they would clean this? So I mean, the oil is clean, especially that we changed it. But see, there is, you know, right? You get what I'm saying? So you're basically gonna take some rags and clean this, wipe it all up. You're gonna clean it with a garden hose towards the end because you don't want any lint inside of there. Those can get into your transmission. Okay, I'm gonna clean this pan right now. Step number 1. Okay guys, so I mean, you're gonna have to get the gasket off. You might have to use a razor blade, who knows. Don't just throw it out right away in case the new gasket doesn't fit or something. You know, you could use this as a template and make one. So keep it for now. And also, it's this black stuff here. That's what you want to get rid of. So we're gonna, you know, clean this thing spotless right now. You get the idea. So we're gonna clean it. I'll even use dish soap if I have to. As long as we rinse it off super good at the end. So there's absolutely no soap on it. Okay, I'll do that off camera. Okay guys, so this is what a pan should look like. And I mean, there's no way any lubey place anywhere in the world would do this. They would just change the filter and put it back on. So that's what you got to do, guys. And now in order to dry this, we're going to use a hair dryer so we don't get any lint on it. Okay guys, so here is our new filter kit. It comes with a new gasket, as you can see, and it comes with a new filter. So it's a good idea to get yourself like familiarized with this. So when you go underneath, it's easier to pull the old one off. Okay guys, so I noticed on the pan, see there's like an indentation there. I mean, it's all the way through, see? So let me show you underneath the car. Okay, so see underneath the car, there's a bolt here. It's a 1/2-inch bolt that needs to come out in order to get this filter out, but look. I think this bolt might be too long because when we put the pan cover on, right, it was literally pushing on it. That doesn't look right to me. So, I mean, it's got to be like that. I don't know if it's got to be all the way. Probably not all the way. That doesn't seem right either. Okay, anyways, we're going to pull it off and investigate this. Okay, and then this should just come up. Okay guys, so now that we got this thing opened up like this, you get a rag, and I mean, be careful, but you gotta get, just basically you're wiping all this outside area here like so. So you're getting all the oil or the transmission fluid just off of there for where the gasket's gonna go. You know, you're checking, make sure there's no like weird imperfections or something. So I'm gonna go around and clean this thing right now. Okay guys, so here they are side by side. As you can see, it was time to change it. A lot of dirty stuff in there, especially the, you know, the 30-40-year-old fluid, who knows how old it was. So we're gonna pull this guy out and we're gonna put him in here. I looked inside the transmission and there's like a rubber O-ring, kind of like this one that it slides into. Everything seems fine there. So we're gonna put this onto here and then we're gonna go slide it in the car. Also, I investigated the situation with this bolt and it actually does look right to me. I believe that that's right. I don't know why it's pressing. Maybe it wasn't screwed in all the way. See, if you put that in like that, it's doing what it's supposed to be doing. That filter, it just prevents it from like turning, but the pan is what actually kind of holds it in place. So one thing I was thinking of doing is I'm just gonna grab a grinder and I'm just gonna take off like, I'll do it right now and I'll show you. Okay, so see what I did? I just took off just a little bit off this bolt off the top to make it just a little bit skinnier, basically by the amount that it was pushing on. Sometimes what can happen, guys, these aftermarket gaskets might be a little bit too skinny or something, so that should make up that difference. Okay, so now, the way this works, right, this just kind of goes in here like this, see? And it just prevents it from moving side to side or whatever. It doesn't actually hold it. It only holds it until you put the pan in. So I believe this is correct, especially now. Okay, let's go put this on. We're gonna just transfer that first. That's that. Okay, so this part, I'll show you where it goes and what you should check for. A good way to do it is to use your phone with the light on, then you can see right inside. Okay, so we're gonna look right inside of that hole. See, there is an O-ring and the O-ring is in place. So you wanna make sure that O-ring is in right. Otherwise, if it fell out or something, then that would not be good. Okay, let's put this in. Yeah. Perfect. Pop right in, no problems. Now for this little screw. Or bolt, I should say. All right, that's that. Okay guys, next we took all these bolts and we washed every single one of them so they're nice and clean. 2 of them are longer. I will show you where the longer ones go. So all you're gonna do is you place your gasket on top. It doesn't call for any kind of sealer or anything like that. And then you're just gonna put a few of the bolts in like this. See what I mean? Just a few. And that kind of keeps the gasket in place. Like, you could do 2 here, 1 on each side, and 2 in the back. That should do it. You know what? These are actually going in so nice. I'm gonna put them all in. So these 2 are the 2 longer ones right here. 2 longer ones go there. The rest are all the same length. Once we're underneath the car, I'll show you better. So let me put all these in just a little bit. I'll do every one, even the long ones. Okay, there it is. Let's go put it on. Okay guys, I mean, here it goes. So you gotta move the shifter linkage out of the way and this thing which controls like, so you can't put the car in neutral or whatever when there's no key in the ignition. So those things are out of the way. All right, let's put this thing on. Really nothing to it. You just gotta be good at aiming. Okay, and then you gotta grab, you know, one at a time. That's that. So you're gonna go around and you're gonna get these all finger tight. So I'll do that right now, one at a time. Okay guys, so we got all the bolts on. I did make one little mistake when I was telling you guys outside. See, the 2 longer bolts go right there in this corner. I said it was the other corner by accident. Okay, so what you're gonna do now is you're gonna go around and you're slowly gonna tighten them tighter and tighter in like a cross pattern. So like you would go, you know, like that bolt, that bolt, that bolt, that bolt. Like you know what I mean? So anyways, so you do that and they want these tightened to 14 foot-pounds, between 12 and 14 foot-pounds. But you gotta recheck them like 10 times because each time that you tighten the pan, like if you tighten those bolts, then the other ones will get loose again. So you have to go around in a cross pattern many times. Okay, so I'm gonna tighten that right now. Okay guys, so we're all done down here. Everything's nice and tight. Oh, so that bolt, I can actually move this whole pan a little bit, see? So it's not touching there anymore. So that part's good too. I'm thinking that gasket was just too skinny, or maybe that bolt wasn't screwed in all the way, but it felt like it was. So anyways, let's move up top. Okay guys, so all we got left now is to fill this thing up with fluid, transmission fluid. So we're gonna do that right now, nice and slow. Basically almost 4 liters, just like the Google box told us, guys. Okay guys, so I got almost the whole thing going in. The only thing I'm gonna do is I'm gonna put a little bit less, so that way, you know, I can start the car and check it, because it's a lot easier to add some than it is to pull it out. So I'm gonna put like 1/4 liter less, and I'll just remember about that. And that is that. Okay guys, I actually was planning on doing the differential as well today. That will be an episode coming up. Also, there'll be an exhaust episode coming up. I'm also rebuilding the carb, so there's lots coming, guys. So don't be scared, possibly even doing the brakes. I opened the master cylinder and it was completely empty. So we got lots coming, guys. So remember, in the description below, you can click on a link that will take you to every single Corvette episode, guys, right from day one. Thanks for watching episode 24, guys. Till next time, I'm the problem solver.
Man, I love this guy.